welcome back to Brave Kids Art Club. My name is Brad and I'm so excited you decided to draw with me today. We have a very fun and beautiful insect that we are going to be drawing. Okay, I'll give you a couple of hints. This comes from a caterpillar. They come in lots of different colors and patterns, and they're named after a food. That's right, we're drawing butterflies today. And not only am I excited to draw a butterfly because of the cool colors and patterns, but I also have some really cool facts that I want to share with you. But first, let's make sure we have everything we need and let's get started. Okay, make sure you have a nice clean sheet of paper out. I have a sharpened pencil here with my erasers handy because we're gonna do a bit of sketching. And then we're gonna draw over that sketch with a nice dark marker or pen. So that's why we got that eraser to erase out from underneath it, and then we'll just have this as your outline. And then at the very end, we're going to do some coloring. Today especially is gonna be fun with colors. To start our sketch, I'm gonna kind of draw a really faint line right down the middle. Just a really faint one. You might not even be able to see it on the camera, but I'm drawing a line just to kind of figure out where the middle is because our butterfly is symmetrical. That means both sides of this line on this side and this side are going to be exactly the same. The wings are gonna be exactly the same. And I wanna make sure that we have the middle here so they don't go crazy off on the edges. Okay, so now that we have our line right here, let's start with the little bitty head of our butterfly. Now I'm gonna do it not in the center, but I'm gonna do a little bit above the center. Do a little circle right there. Even like an oval is fine. And then we're gonna draw another kind of oval, not too wide, that goes down just a little bit over here. And we can refine this shape a little bit more as we go. We're making the different segments of the butterfly's body right now. They're broken up into different parts. And then down here, we're gonna add just some lines that go straight down on either side of our center line, like that. And then we'll just go ahead and just round it off at the edge. It's starting to look like a dragonfly without the wings, but the wings will make it look very butterfly. Cool, now we have the head and we actually have the body split into two other parts. And with bugs, the middle part right here is called the thorax and the bottom part right here is called the abdomen. All right, so let's give them some eyes. I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure you won't be able to see the eyes this well, but that's okay. We're gonna just do two little circles right here. We're gonna kind of sticking off the head because we wanna see the eyeballs. And we'll do, they have little antennas right here. And this is something you can do and kind of go crazy with. Maybe you make those antennas curl or they do something like a zigzag, like a lightning bolt. That might be kind of cool. And they can be really big ones. They come in all different sizes. There's so many different types of butterflies. I'm gonna put little circles on the end there. And then we'll draw the pupil on the inside, the big pupil in the middle to make them look friendlier, cuter. Okay. And then let's see. Now, before we do any more details on the body, let's start with the wings. Now, I said it was kind of difficult to do the wings. The wings themselves, you can make them look whatever shape you want. They come in all different shapes and sizes, but it's just hard to get them to look the same on either side. So if they're not perfect, don't worry about it. It's not super easy to do. Okay, let's draw a big curve up here, all the way up there. Big curve. We're gonna have some big wings. And then I'm gonna do a shape like this. I'm gonna kind of give it a little wavy shape. Oh, before I finish down here, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell how far I'm going down. So I kind of want that wing to kind of finish off right here. Let's draw the same line on both sides, just a little mark so I know where I'm going to end this part of the wing. And then maybe I'll just, actually, you know what? I'll extend that out. Because the wings on a butterfly are split into two. So you'd think that those are just two big wings on the sides. They're actually four total, which I had no clue was a thing. I thought they only had two wings. Okay, does that make sense? So we're gonna do a little curve. Now, if yours doesn't look like this, that's actually pretty cool. I want to see what yours looks like. Maybe yours is just like a lumpier one, or maybe yours is just smooth, or I don't know. I'd like to see what you come up with. Or maybe there's another butterfly that you really like and you want to draw that kind of butterfly. That's totally cool. All right, so let's draw this bottom part. Now I want to see where the bottom's gonna connect. So maybe I want it to connect maybe right around there. So I'm gonna make the same mark on the other side so we remember. Probably should have done that with the top of the wing too. Just so we know where things are, and that we can mimic it on the other side or repeat it on the other side. All right, so I'm gonna do this part. So maybe this comes down a little bit. Maybe this comes down. And then this part over here comes down. So there, so I have that rounded edge. Now, I don't think I want to keep it rounded. You can if that's what you want to do, because we're going to draw some fun patterns in here. But I think what I want to do with it now that I have the base sketch is I can come back now and do something more like this, where I can make it kind of lumpier, a little wavier. Maybe those are too big, I'm not sure. But I kind of want to make it look a little cooler on the edge. And then when I do that, all I have to do, and I'll just use the back of this. All I have to do is erase the spots that I don't want to draw in because I might forget that when I do my inking. So I'll erase those now so I don't forget. But yeah, I kind of like that shape a little bit better. So let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Ugh, this is the scary part, right? You have to do the same thing over again. Ooh. That might have been too high. Okay, here we go. If you have to repeat that line over and over again, that's not the end of the world. I do it quite a bit. It's hard to get your lines perfect the first time. That's why I love sketching. And I think it's a really important step. So we make sure we sketch, sketch, sketch. Not only does it help you get better and you kind of see what you need to do, but it also just gives it that you the confidence later when you go ahead and get your markers out. All right, so let's do this piece right here. Isn't that crazy though? There are actually 4 wings. Did you already know that? I had no clue. They have 4 wings. These are split right there. Okay, so let's do that same thing that I did over here, kind of the little bubbly ends of that, and then I'll erase those little spots that I don't want to do. And it's starting to look like a proper butterfly. Okay, so let's go to maybe some patterns and things in the wings. The wings are fascinating to me because, well, there's so many different things to think about, like how brightly colored they are. How do they get that bright? Well, actually, the wings are made up of different scales. And those scales, when light passes through them, the more scales, the more vivid the color is. So you have tons of these little scales layered up and all this light's passing through them, and it makes the color super vibrant, which is why you get these really cool looking butterflies. Okay, so on the inside, I'm gonna do a little pattern. I'm not really sure what kind of butterfly this is. This is kind of the Brad's special butterfly because I don't really have one that I'm following. Yeah, that looks cool. That looks good. I'm gonna do the same thing. Sometimes it's easy to go straight away and just do the same thing on the other side before you forget what you did. You kind of get some, what they call muscle memory, where your body kind of remembers what you just did. Okay, I might have to go in a little bit. And I can erase that. It's always nice to have a good eraser handy. Okay, now at this point, I assume you guys are just going with it and doing some really fun patterns. If you want to copy what I'm doing, that's totally fine too. But don't feel obligated to draw exactly what I'm doing at this point, because the inside is where you can have a lot of fun. Especially when you get to the colors. Now, speaking of colors, why are butterflies so brightly colored? I was actually curious about that because they're really pretty, but does it serve any purpose to be brightly colored or have these really cool patterns? And it does. Having the bright colors a lot of times tells a lot of the, well, actually the kind of butterflies that don't taste very good or maybe poisonous to certain animals, they're brightly colored, so it tells other animals that they're not the ones you want to eat. You don't want to eat those brightly colored ones. They don't taste very good. Or they have really cool spots on them. Like, I'm going to draw some spots over here, but maybe some of them spots, they look like eyes. And that scares away other things that try to eat them because it looks like a different kind of animal on the back with the way that it just looks like the eyes with the pattern on the back. So that sometimes it wards off or keeps away predators from eating them. So that's another use for the cool patterns on them. I'm gonna keep drawing some more circles because I think they're kind of fun. No other reason than they're just kind of fun to draw. And I'm gonna have fun coloring them in. Yeah, and other times they'll have really cool patterns and things that look just like the tree or the leaves that they're in. So that it's called camouflage, where you can't see it. They blend in with their background and it keeps them safe. So maybe you draw one that's camouflage. Or maybe you just want a really brightly colored one that animals don't like to eat. Okay, now in the inside of the wings, we like to draw little veins. It kind of looks like a leaf. You know, you'll have little veins that kind of come around in here and shoot off. Kind of builds up the structure of our butterfly. Let's do that. And then I'm just going to build off of that. I'm just going to have little lines curve and just go to the different points that I already have made here. Just because I like order. I like when things connect. And one more right there. Awesome. It's starting to look like a butterfly. And what's even cooler is now you have all these spots. Look at how these, once we ink these in, we put our marker lines down, we're gonna have so many things to color in. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun to color. You're making your own coloring book, your own coloring page. Okay, now we'll just I just keep mimicking it back and forth, trying to copy it because I wanna make sure that I remember how to do it. It makes it a little easier. There, my last one right there. Now I may want to go in here and add other details. Maybe I'll add some lines here, some other circles. You can do whatever you want there. Maybe even add a mouth. We're going to put a little mouth on here. Butterflies don't actually have mouths, but it's got a long tube and it curls around. It's pretty awesome. They don't need a mouth. They just have to have that little tube. It's like a straw and it sucks up nectar and all this, which is really sweet liquid that comes out of flowers and things. And that's what they eat. Okay. If you're ready, we are going to do some inking our outlines. Maybe I made those a little thick. That's okay. Make the eyeballs. But since they don't have mouths like you and I, we have our taste buds, that's the way we taste things, right here on our tongues. We have taste buds that we can taste whatever's in our mouth. But since they don't have mouths like us, they don't have tongues, they actually taste things with their feet. With their feet. Isn't that crazy? So if they step on something, they can taste it before they eat it to see if it's good. That blew my mind. I wish I could have taste buds on my feet. Take that back. Maybe I'll want. No, maybe I take that back. No, that might not taste good. I like to be very selective about what I put there so I don't have to taste something gross like my socks. Okay, I'm not gonna go, so when I go all the way down here, I might just stop right here and then do a line, just because I like the way that looks. Then I'm gonna go down here, add the rest of my lines. Maybe I'll do my circles right here because I want to color in more fun things. All right. Did you know a group of butterflies? A lot of times you see them in a big group, and those are called a flutter. A flutter of butterflies. That seems awfully fitting, doesn't it? Since they flutter around. Darn it, these rings are getting in my way. Oh, okay, there we go. I think I can work my way around it. Bring it all the way in. And then I'm gonna do that line across. I'm gonna go down here. I kind of jump around. I don't really stick too close to my one spot on my sketch at any given time. I get bored and I want to see what the other part's gonna look like, so I start working on it. There we go. Do you ever do that? Do you ever get bored working on one? Maybe you're coloring in one part of your drawing and then all of a sudden you're like, you know, I want to work on the hair now. So you start drawing on the hair. I do that all the time. I get super distracted and want to draw another part. Okay, let's do this side. How's yours turning out? Hopefully you're having fun, because drawing butterflies is a whole lot of fun. I feel like it's not a lot of pressure. There's a lot of different kinds of butterflies, and again, if you put the two big wings over here on either side, well, I guess four, we learned it's 4 wings on either side, then it pretty much looks like a butterfly, especially when you make it brightly colored. The only thing you might get it confused with is a moth, but maybe we'll do one of those. There's some really cool looking moths. Okay, I'm gonna do a little details. I'm gonna draw little antennas. Oh, those lines. I want more lines to fill in with color. And now I gotta do these detailed parts right here. There we go. All right, we're almost there, we're almost there. Get these last few lines over here. We got a couple circles left. Have you named your butterfly yet? I haven't named mine. Oh, gotta think of a name. You know what? I'm gonna name this one after my daughter, Oakley. I think Oakley's an awesome name for this. Little Oakley. There we go. Last few. I drew a lot of circles. I didn't realize how many circles I drew. Hopefully this is giving you time to fill in yours. Work on all your details. You can skip ahead if you already know all this. All right, well, I think this is in a good spot. I really like how Oakley is turning out. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna erase all this under sketch. Then you can start really seeing what we did, which is always kind of cool. I always think that's a really neat part of the process, is erasing and seeing the final product with not the so you don't have all the extra lines in your way. You can really see what you made. It's already looking pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna erase this and then I'm gonna start my coloring. I'm gonna bring my big bag of markers. You can use whatever you'd like, but we're gonna catch up right afterwards. So get coloring. You can pause and do whatever else you need to make sure that you're caught up. But I'm gonna get coloring and we'll catch up right after. Oakley, you are looking good. Looking beautiful. Well, I'm super proud of how she turned out, and because I'm proud of how she turned out, what do I need to do? That's right, I need to sign my name. Here we go. Everybody gets to know that this was my drawing, and I'm proud of it. Well, I hope you're proud of what you made too. I would love to see your butterflies. Make sure you just tell your parents to tag us at Brave Kids Art Club on Instagram, and then I'll get a chance to see it, and so will a lot of other people. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and drawing with me today. This has been an absolute blast. Always remember to be brave, be creative, but most importantly, be you. Alrighty, we'll see you guys next time.